Shame is afraid of the truthful man. You're welcome, viewers. We're going to continue with Surah 4, Surah Al-Nisa, the Surah devoted to women. And today, we're going to section 2. In section 1, we dealt with inheritance as regards to orphans and war captives. Section 2 seems to go general about inheritance. General in that it affects everybody, whether war all situations, and not just restricted to war situation. Let's go. It starts with Ayah 11. You see, kum Allahu fil awladakum. You see, kum Allahu fi awladakum. Simple. God thus directs you as regards your children. So I suppose your children here means that it's not restricted to biological children. It's not restricted to biological children, I suppose. Okay. Oh, sorry, to your children's inheritance. I'm sorry. God directs you as regards to your children's inheritance. Lillah, limuzakiru. للمذكر مثل حظ أنثيين للمذكر مثل حظ الاثنين. It's not no, it's name. It's not it's saying. I can't read well, but I think it's name. To the male, a portion equal to that of two females. للمذكر مثل اثنين مثل حظ اثنين مثل حظ اثنين. A portion to the male, a portion equal to that of two females. فإن كن نساء فوق الاثنين فلهن ثلثا ما ترك. فلهن ثلثا ما ترك. If only daughters, two or more, their share is 2/3 of the inheritance. So if the dead person has only two daughters, they don't take everything. They calculate the total inheritance after paying of legacies and give the daughters 2/3. 2/3 of the inheritance. I'm sorry, the first one was itnatain rather. Itnatain, sorry. Let me read it again. In kana kunna فإن كنا نساء فوق اثنتين and not اثنين فوق اثنتين فلهن ثلثا ما ترك. It's اثنتين. If the daughters are two or more than two, if they are more than two, they take 2/3 of the inheritance. Tulta ma taraka. 2/3 of the inheritance or what is left. وإن كان واحدا فلها نصف. If the fellow has only one child, one daughter, she doesn't take everything. She takes just half of the inheritance. This is a law ordained by God. Men are above women before the eyes of God. And of course, we were treated, woman was gotten out of man. But for man, there wouldn't have been woman. God took part of Adam and created Eve or Hawa for us. But why don't we human beings want to understand? Okay, when وإن كان واحدة إن كان واحدة فلها نصف. She has half. ولأبويه 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 لكل واحد منهما سدس لكل واحد منهما سدس مما ترك إن كان له ولدا. Okay, we stopped at Nisfan. Let's see. We stopped at Nisfan, which is half. If only one, her share is half. Very good. Now, for parents, for parents, well, for parents, a sixth share of the inheritance to each. For parents, a sixth share of the inheritance to each. If the deceased left children, ولأبويه لكل واحدة منه سدس مما ترك إن كان له ولدا. That is a sixth person. If for parents, a sixth share of the inheritance to each. If the deceased left children. Very good. إن كان له ولدا. Where is it? إن كان له ولدا. Yes. فإن له يكن له فإن لم يكن له ولدا فإن لم يكن ولد ورثه أبواه فلأمه ثلثا. If the deceased left children, if no children and the parents are the only heirs, the mother has a third. The mother has a third. أبوه فلأمه ثلثا, a third. فإن كان له إخوة فلأمه Sulusi min bagda wasiyatin yusi biha aw dayni. If the disease left, if no children and the parents are the only ones, the mother has a third. Yes, sudusu. If the disease left, so citizen 1/3. We stopped at 1/3. If the deceased left brothers or sisters, the mother has a sixth. She has a third. If not, but if she has, the mother takes a sixth of the inheritance. Sudusu. The distribution in all cases is after the payment of legacies and debts. Where is it? Yeah, min bagda sudusu. Sudusu min bagda wasiyatun yusi biha aw dayni debt after legacies and debts. Aba'uhum min dayni. Aba'ukum wa abna'akum la tadruna aba'akum wa abna'akum la tad'una ayyuhum akrabu lakum naf'an. Sorry for bad reading. Sometimes I don't see well. Sorry. Or rather, my place is poorly lit. The mother has a seat. After the payment of legacies and debt. Ye know not whether your parents or your children are nearest to you in benefit. You know not whether your parents or children are nearer to you in benefits. Excuse me. In benefits, naf'an faridan. Let me take it again. Wa abna'akum ma abawakum wa abna'akum la tudruna ayahum akrabun lakum naf'an, whether they are nearer to you in benefit. Faridatan. Naf'an is a new sentence. Faridatan min lahi. Faridatan min lahi. Let's see how it's Faridatan min lahi. Ordained by God, I suppose. Let's see. Yes, in benefit. Then these are settled portions ordained by God. Faridatan minan lai. These are settled portions ordained by God. In other words, there is nothing we can do about it. These are things that are ordained by God. You can't do anything about it. I can't do anything about it. Nobody can do anything about it. They are settled portions ordained by God. These are settled portions ordained by God. Then it goes on to invoke the name of God again. Faridatan min Allahi. Inna Allaha kana alimun hakim. Inna Allaha kana halimun hakim. Forbearing, wise. I'm saying, these are portions ordained by God, and God is all-knowing, all-wise. Oh, it's alimun. Sorry, it's not forbearing. It's all-knowing. Alimun, hakim, all, all-knowing, all-wise. In other words, God is giving us this because He knows more than we do, and He's wiser than we are wise. So these are portions ordained by God, which we must obey. Like He has told us to pray 5 times a day, we must obey. Ours is to obey. You ask the soldiers, the army men, they have nothing to do except to obey. Yes, sir. All correct, sir. You see, you have to obey, nothing. And like the angels of God, they have to obey, nothing. So if the angels obey, must obey, and they always obey, why don't we obey? God has ordained us that these things are portions ordained by He, God, and we must obey them because He, God, is wiser than us and He knows more than us. Alimun, Hakim. Okay, let's go to, I think we finished 12. That was ayah 12. Let's go to ayah 13. It asks, Tilka hududillahi. Okay, these are limits set by God. It's just emphasizing the last verse. There are portions ordained by God, and it comes here to tell us that these are limits ordained by God. Tilka hududillahi. These are limits ordained by God, the Almighty, the Creator. Your Creator, my Creator, everybody's Creator, the Creator of the heavens and earth and the space in between, the birds and the animals, everything, all creatures, and the ground, in the air, in between. So these are limits ordained by God. Tilka hududillahi. ومن يطيع الله ورسوله يدخله جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار. So if you obey God and His messenger, for you are gardens in which flow rivers underneath. Let me read it instead of وَمَنْ يُطِعْ اللَّهَ. So these are limits ordained by God. Those who obey God and His messenger will be admitted to gardens with rivers flowing beneath. So you obey. When you obey, you'll be admitted to gardens with rivers flowing beneath. I said it before. Rivers flowing beneath, that is natural. You don't need electricity to warm or to cool, whatever be the case. The use of electricity, air conditioning, no matter how you regulate it, you don't feel fine. But come out for fresh air and you see only fresh air. And God is telling us it's not fresh air, but you will be admitted in gardens with rivers underneath. So you can imagine if rivers are under a garden. Oh my God. Okay, so let's see. Jannat tajri min tahtiha al-anhar. Halidina fiha. Staying in it forever. Let me see. Rivers flowing beneath. To abide therein forever. Halidina fiha. Halidina fiha. Abiding in it forever. Wazalika fawzil azim. Wazalika fawzil azim. And that is a great reward. That is a great success. Let me read it. Yes, the right interpretation here is, and that will be, the supreme achievement. Zalika Fawzul Azim. That will be the supreme achievement. Zalika Fawzul Azim is interpreted here as supreme achievement. If you interpret it as great achievement, you are still okay. But the big people who interpreted it have interpreted it as supreme. No achievement higher than that. In other words, supreme achievement. Fawzul Azim. There's no achievement that is higher than that. Let's go to 14. Now, it has talked about people, those who will obey these limits, who obey him in these limits. Now, he's going to those who will not. وَمَنْ يَعْصُ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ وَيَتَعْدَى حدود ويتعدى حدود ويتعدى حدوده يدخلوا نارا خالدين فيها وله عذاب مهين. Now is I talked about those who will obey his orders, what he has ordained for us. Now he's coming back to say, but those who disobey God and his messenger and transgress his limits will be admitted to a fire to abide therein, and they shall have a humiliating punishment. Azabun muhinu, humiliating punishment. So those who obey will be admitted to gardens underneath which flow rivers. Those who disobey will be thrown into humiliating fire. So like I said before in my former videos, everything about God is in pairs. Everything that God makes is in pairs. Everything, including what we don't know, what we don't even think of, they are in pairs. So the garden and then the fire. Janatan wa naran, garden and fire. I think that's all for section 2. Yes, section 2 there is only made of how many verses? 12. Let's see. It's only made of 12, 13, and 14. So that's the end of section 2. I think that's enough for today. So viewers, these laws seem complex because there are intricacies. There are cases that pop in from all angles that we may not understand. You may ask questions. What about slaves? What about if another man adopts the child? What about this? What about that? Don't worry. There are Islamic scholars. There are jurists, well educated, well versed in these matters. They settle all matters of inheritance. But you can see that our present laws, they are not sufficient. People always complain about the law and lawyers. They give judgment and people are not happy, but there's nothing they can do. So if a human being will give a judgment that will not satisfy you, what about God? Who tells you? If it doesn't satisfy you, but you obey it, there is a reward for you. Oh yeah, there's a reward for you. The reward being to be admitted to gardens. Not a garden, to be admitted to gardens underneath which flows rivers. Cool. My Nigerian brothers will say, Kule. Cool gardens. You will enjoy naturally. No electricity involved. If you disobey, God won't tell you beware. No, He won't say beware. You will be thrown into the fire. Now run. Muhinu. Humiliating fire. So which is better? If we are all to obey this, you will see how wonderful law, you will see the wonder in it. You see how wonderful these laws are. We cannot be wiser than God. Thank you very much, viewers. So in our next video, okay, I don't know, we might go to verse 13 or we might visit the tabloids. I want to be doing them, exchanging them, swinging from there, here to there, whatnot. So God will direct us as to whether we'll go to the tabloids or back to the signs in the Quran. Thank you very much for listening, viewers. And please reflect over these laws and see. Today, the present law is what we follow, but nobody can do anything about it. That thing is also ordained by God. Whatever happens, God is aware of it. But even if judges go wrong, God knows how to deal with them in future. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.